Bitcoin did broke some resistance in the chart. I want to have a quick talk about that and what can we expect with Bitcoin in the shorter term time frame. But in today's video, guys, I basically want to show you two things that actually never happened in the Bitcoin price action except right now. And it is quite interesting because both situations are actually quite contradicting. So let's start also with that. If you like this video, if you like this type of content, smash up that like button, very much appreciated, because that will give others the opportunity to see these videos as well. I want to start off, guys, with this chart, and this is moving averages on the monthly time frame. Afterwards, I will show you this chart, which is about the hash rate and the hash ribbon of Bitcoin, which is both very interesting and both present us a situation that we never ever have seen before in the history of the price action of Bitcoin. Let's start with this one, okay? First of all, guys, this is a monthly time frame, and I can basically get rid of the momentum indicators for now. And it looks like kind of a flag what we have right here, right? But those are actually 4 moving averages. And this one we can actually leave. But we got the 9 moving average, that is this pink one. We got the 21 monthly moving average, that is this it's a little bit darker pink one, and we got the 50 moving average from the monthly right here as a yellow one. So what is happening right now is that if we have a look at previous times of Bitcoin, we can see that the moment we have a death cross, basically when the 9 monthly goes below the 21 monthly, Bitcoin basically bottomed. We've seen that right here in 2015. We have this cross. Bitcoin bottomed. Here we had it as well in 2018. We had this bear cross, Bitcoin bottom that came both after a dump. That makes sense, right? Because the shorter term moving average takes that dump into calculation. That's why it's diving deeper than the longer moving average. So here we also have that. We have a dump, and afterwards we do have that bearish cross on the monthly time frame. However, this time we actually are still trading lower than that low. So that wasn't the exact low. And I want to have a talk about that, because that is just looking very different. And normally what we are seeing is that Bitcoin's price action comes down to the 50 month. As you can see right here, we came after the bear cross to the 50 month, the yellow line. We also did that in 2018. However, we didn't really touch that level. We just hovered above it. But we did touch it in the March 2020 crash. And right now, we actually broke below it. And this level is also even acting as resistance. So that is actually a very bearish signal, and this is basically showing us that, if Bitcoin cannot reclaim these monthly moving averages, then most likely there is more downside to come. And the next downside level will be, of course, the 100 monthly moving average, and that is this yellow of this light blue line. And if you can look at this level right now, we are at 12,627. And that kind of corresponds with the previous high which we got in 2019. So a lot of traders out there, they're expecting that Bitcoin has not bottomed yet and that Bitcoin will test these levels. And I do have to say that if you look at the chart, if you look at the levels, it really does make sense, because we did lose the 50-month moving average. We did lose the low right here. So if we had a quick reclaim, that still could be bullish, but we didn't. We had a reclaim and we lost that level again. So between where we are trading right now and below us, there is not much levels to watch except for that level that is starting right here at roughly 13,000, going down to roughly 11,000 US dollars. That is the high. Depends if you look on a weekly or a monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, that support is at roughly 11,000 US dollars, maybe even slightly below that. So when you look at this chart, I can definitely understand that a lot of people are bearish out there and that they expect Bitcoin to go to these lower levels, to visit the 100 monthly moving average at 12,500 and so on. So this is the more bearish case that we are seeing for Bitcoin, and also some signals that we actually never have seen before. Then I want to show you guys another chart, that is the hash ribbon chart, and let me change my camera right here. This is actually the opposite, because what we are normally seeing, let me quickly summarize it for you, is that normally when the hash rate goes up, the Bitcoin price will follow. We have seen that so many times with a buy signal on the hash ribbon. Like, this has been one of the most accurate indicators in terms of showing a buy signal. So what we are seeing right here is that the moment it becomes yellow, we are seeing capitulation. Right here we got a cross, a bearish cross, and the moment we get a bullish cross, the capitulation is over. That is followed by a buy signal, and most of the time the price goes up afterwards. So we got right here a bullish cross again, price goes up. We get right here, bullish cross again, price goes up. Even though later we did still see that crash, 2020, we first had a massive rally. This was quite a massive rally. We went from 6 to 10,000, so we almost doubled in price. That would right now be a rally from 16 to 28,000 or something. So that's quite a thing, I would say. Right here we got a buy signal, price went up as well. Right here we got a buy signal, price went heavily up. Right here we got a buy signal, price went up in the short-term time frame, then still had a slight correction, but even though after that correction we still went up. And what we are seeing right now, guys, is we had a bullish cross, we had a massive increase in the hash rate, but the price hasn't followed. And normally the price always follow the hash rate. So this is one of the more bullish signals, I have to say, that Bitcoin actually in the not so distant future should be preparing for quite a massive bounce. And that bounce can be a retracement, of course, doesn't need to result in a new uptrend, but this is actually definitely one of the bullish signs next to this structure, which is actually slightly more bearish. If I bring out the drawings right here, we actually have to view that on a weekly time frame, and I bring out the drawings, and let me get rid of these moving average, then we can actually see that Bitcoin also has is around that time period that we actually see that 4-year cycle low. I have been talking about that already months in advance when this event is going to occur, and I think that once we leave this range, basically that is going to be an accumulation range that maybe needs some time for Bitcoin to be scooped out of the markets. Once we leave this range to the upside, we will see a massive rally in the price of Bitcoin, because that is what we are always seeing when we enter the zone, the season of buying again. Then, guys, quick talk about the FTX. I still want to say that I actually think that Bitcoin is holding up quite good with all the bad news, and I think it's important right now as well to look on Twitter, to look on social media, whether there is more bad news. When there is more bad news coming out, but the price doesn't go down, that is actually quite bullish, because that means that bad news is not driving the price anymore, which means that all the sellers already left the market, Bitcoin formed the bottom, and we can go up from here. So that's one of the most important things right now to watch. That is the news, whether there's bearish news coming out, because imagine, guys, like, who still needs to sell right now? We had FTX, one of the biggest exchanges, collapse. There is bearish news coming out that this guy, like, even hid his messages. He even told his employers to use certain apps to delete messages. It was already from the start, for sure, like, not for sure, but it was already set up as a scam. It's not set up as a legit company, right? That guy was like lending himself money from FTX, and that was more than 1 billion. Imagine you have a company with user funds and you lend yourself $1 billion, which you use for for private expenditure. That's really not how a company should work. So it looks really intentional that SBF never really intended of creating a creating a long-term company, but already had the early intention of like making some form of a exit scam, which he did right now, right? All the funds left, they filed for bankruptcy. One day before the government can check the assets, they get hacked and the assets are being sent out of the exchange. It's just all too fishy. So, but this is like crazy bearish news, right? This is just this is crazy news, and I have to say honestly, guys, if I can share my emotions with you, it blows my mind. It really blows my mind how the hell this guy does this without getting into trouble. You know, that just really blows my mind. I just scroll on Twitter, and every time I'm just seeing more tweets, more information coming to the surface, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck did that guy do? He fucked so many people. He stole so many money, for retail money basically. And right now he doesn't have any problems yet. That is just crazy. That is just unbelievable. We have seen something like this. We have seen it also in 2018, I guess. It was 2017 or 2018. If you guys were here in the Bitcoin market, we had BitConnect. I'm luckily, again, I was never a partner of BitConnect. I never used the server. Same with FTX. I never used any servers from them. But this BitConnect was like a platform where you can deposit money, and you will get this yield. But this was crazy yields. I had friends who earned like 1,000 euro per day on these platforms, and they showed me these things every day on the phone, like, hey, look at this, I'm earning this amount of money. And I was already a bit like skeptical, like, you know, if things sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true, and it won't happen. And that company collapsed and took billions of retail money, like billions. It was one of the biggest crypto scams out there in history. That company was registered in the United Kingdom, and nobody got busted. Nobody got busted. How the hell is that possible? I don't trust that. I think it's set up by some very powerful people. I don't know. I cannot have really a factual opinion about it because I just don't know the facts. I can just share my feeling. It just smells fishy. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm seeing with FTX right now. Imagine this is just one guy who set up an exchange, which is like becoming the second biggest exchange, is holding 0 Bitcoin, is using user funds to buy properties and to lend himself money, is investing that money into regulation and politicians, while he actually doesn't have any papers in order or administration in order with his own company. It doesn't make any sense. Then he suddenly default, he suddenly collapsed. He one day before the investigation or before they want to look at the funds, the system is getting hacked and all the funds are leaving. It's just unbelievable, right? It's just like, dude, are we dreaming here or what's going on? But yeah, I can ramble about that all day long. It, like I said, it just blows my mind. It's not fair. Something really fishy is going on here, and this is just not the way how it should be. Okay, that's also why I'm really skeptical about Shell, the company Shell, right now entering Bitcoin mining operation. I'm not happy with that. FTX was a partner of WEF, World Economic Forum. We all know what that is, right? A group of very wealthy people, which don't like Bitcoin. Obviously, they don't like Bitcoin. They like crypto, they like CBDCs, but they don't like Bitcoin. And FTX as a partner, you know, screws the whole crypto markets and is being portrayed in the mainstream media as something like he's a victim. You know, and now Shell, which is also a partner of them, is now joining the mining industry. Well, what's going to happen next bull market? Suddenly the hash rate drops because one of these WEF partners is also screwing us again. I don't know. Like I say, what I'm just doing right now is just speculation. I'm just sharing my emotions, sharing my perspective. I have no clue. I have no factual clue what's going on. I just got an idea, and I just got, I just think it's very fishy. But yeah, let's go back to Bitcoin. So, like I said, guys, a lot of people are expecting Bitcoin to go lower due to these moving averages. But we also see some bullish signs. That is the hash rate going up. And I think right now it's really difficult to say a clear direction. But I think as long as the funding rates are negative, the chances of Bitcoin going to the upside will increase, is higher than going to the downside, because everybody right here, everybody expect Bitcoin to go lower, which is possible. I'm not saying Bitcoin cannot go lower, but in the shorter term time frame, we might first see a bounce, because the funding rates right now is still negative. We also see some trust going back to exchanges, because the Bitcoin on exchanges is increasing. Maybe this is a contrarian sign, right? So right now it's actually a good sign that Bitcoin is being sent to exchanges because of these bank runs. The more Bitcoin back to exchanges, the less chance one of these exchanges can actually collapse. I know this sounds really weird, but yeah, this is just how the situation is right now. Dixie looks similar as it wants to bounce. That is slightly bearish. US dollar Theta dominance still hovering to the sideways, also very indecisive. S&P 500 also very weird, because we came down, we didn't even touch the support, we already bounced, we had a gap that we filled, but we still have a gap to the downside as well. So that's just a bit confusing, because we are seeing contrarian signals in different charts. But it's also possible that we are seeing all of these confusing signals around Bitcoin shifting its trend. So, like I said, I think Will Portal is going to be the most important indicator for now, and that is going to be the average funding fee. When the average funding fee is negative, I think the downside of Bitcoin is very, very limited, and the upside is more probable. So this is basically what I'm watching. If you guys are interested in joining Will Alerts, which is a channel where you will get signals, and this is going to be very good for all your health, for all the health of all the traders, because that means you basically won't have to be 24/7 in front of the computer anymore, because you can just trade whenever there are certain signals flashing. And right now you can basically join this service for free, because we are still in the building phase. So right now we are building the Telegram channel, we are implementing those signals, right? And those signals we will expand. So this is an ongoing process. If you are part of the group, you can also suggest certain signals which we can program and put into that channel. But right now, because we are still in a beta version, you can join for free. You can just join by joining one of these exchanges. I would recommend to do Bybit, definitely in these times. Bybit is fundamentally the best exchange out there, and they got right now a bonus up to $30,000. So I would highly suggest to use Bybit. If you already have an account, just use a new email and create a new account. That's what I would do. Do take in mind, guys, if you want to be able to join Will Alerts, you need to join the exchange and you need to be an active trader. So just signing up and submitting your user ID is not enough. You got to deposit a small amount, whatever you want, and execute a trade, so that we know you are an active trader, you are serious, and then we will put you in that group. So that is basically how Will Alerts work. Once we finalize this product, which maybe takes a couple of months, maybe even weeks, we don't know, because right now we are still busy in the development phase. We will eventually charge a monthly fee for this service, because we want to expand the company. But right now you can still join this service for free just by signing up, and you basically don't have any negative side to it, because the only thing that happens is when you sign up on one of these platforms using this affiliate link, you can click on these images, is that the exchange is sharing a part of the fee that you have to pay anyway. it is sharing that with Will Portal. So we can use that fee for development and to pay the server and so on. So that is basically how it works. So that is also what I want to do here. I want to give every single one of you the opportunity to join right now for free. And you are in it. Yeah, you are basically in it when you're in it, so you're in it for a lifetime. And when we later charge a monthly fee, you already have your place secured, and then the monthly fee will be for the newcomers who then will directly enjoy a full product, right? So that is basically the perspective, the philosophy behind this service right now. And I think if you are right now in Bitcoin, in the bear market, and you are already a advanced trader, or you know how to trade basically, I think this is a very unique service which will help you tremendously, and especially right now when you can just join for free. Also guys, if you are not a experienced trader, I would highly suggest you to go to the blockchaintoday.com and sign up for my cryptocurrency trading course, which is teaching you exactly from A to Z how to become a profitable cryptocurrency trader. And I think this is definitely one of the best courses out there. Right now we have a discount running on the course. You can enroll with a 50% discount using the code BOTTOM, bottom, all capital. I will leave a link down below to the description. But this is, guys, a timely discount as well. So soon this will close. So take your chance while you can. You can join with a 50% discount, and you can really take the time and invest in yourself and really learn basically everything that I know, but also the steps on how to create your own profitable cryptocurrency trading strategy based on your needs as a trader, because this course is literally for everyone. If you want to trade every day, if you have a full-time job and you just want to execute 1-2 trades per month, whatever you want, this course will lead you to that goal. Okay, so you can enroll now in the blockchaintoday.com. Use the code BOTTOM for a 50% discount. This is a limited discount which will close soon, so take advantage of that if you want. Then guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching. If you like this video, smash up that thumb button. Very much appreciated. I want to wish all of you a great Friday, a awesome weekend, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.